How was it like living with Snoop Dogg, man? Because what I would think is a lot of weed.
It's weed to the third power.
How much pressure was it on you to make dope records with all these wolves right on you?
It was absolutely. You gotta stand back in them days, man. Death Row was. See, people always got these funny ass, crazy stories that's not true. Then there's the true side of what was really going on the Can-Am.
How was it working with Suge, bruh?
Me and Dude was always cool.
Okay.
Until we wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
You was around for the East Coast, West Coast, all the
1995 Source Awards.
Coming Death Row.
I'm hearing about this movie deal to do Tupac's movie. How did that even come up? You said Pac he wanted to fix everything?
Yeah.
Like between him and Big?
It's the man behind the music, y'all. It's the man behind the music, y'all. It's the man behind the music, y'all.
The man behind the music.
This an opportunity you can't pass up. Driven in the V9 engine, yeah, that's a fast truck. Different. See how we living, we never had much. Gotta give thanks, Big Tank done got us gassed up. DNA, I'ma rap to the viewers and put the beats on whoever. We got platinum producers, that's in the future. And if we talking, then it's top dollar. Don't make me go get my dogs, I got rock wobble. This ain't what they need, what they wanna hear. Fine, I'll go get the nonsense, Mr. Porter here. Them opportunities can't miss, so they flew by. I'm talking New York, New Hampshire to Dubai. We gotta bring it all together, yeah, that's unity. If you from LA, can't dodge an opportunity. Name a better list, you know we never miss. The only place you speak to labels and executives. It's the man behind the music, y'all. It's the man behind the music, y'all. It's the man behind the music, y'all.
The man behind the music. Yo, I'm Big Tank, and I present to you the man behind the music. Let's get it. Behind the music.
Welcome back to another episode of The Man Behind the Music. Of course, you know I'm Big Tank. And today I have a powerhouse guest with me. Not only has he produced records on Snoop and just about everybody in the music industry, whether it be R&B or hip hop, but he also was very, very pivotal in Death Row Records. And he produced the movie All Eyes on Me with Tupac. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you today LT Hutton. Let's give it up. LT, what up, baby?
Come on, Tank. What's happening with it?
Hey, man. So listen, right off the bat, you're a guy from Chicago.
Yes, sir.
How did you become such a West Coast legend?
You know, man, everybody think I'm from the West Coast.
I know.
But I'm from Chicago, and I stay rooted in my Chicago joint. And I push Chicago very hard. That's why Snoop every time always say, "It's my guy from Chicago. This is my guy from Chicago."
Right.
Because I wouldn't let them all the way West Coast me out, but I am from the West Coast too. Let's keep it 100.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
I came here when I was 18 years old. My roots go deep into the system and deep into the LA streets and the city of Los Angeles, which I love them for because they helped make me who I am today.
That's dope. So you came out 18 years old. How did you get introduced to like the Snoops and the Dre's?
R. Kelly had this group called MGM.
Okay.
Eric Payton was the manager of R. Kelly at the time because he was a powerhouse manager.
Okay.
Eric came out to my crib in Chicago Heights. He liked me more than he liked the group I was showing him. I started running around with him a little bit, but I was also dancing behind Brad.
It's like that, and as a matter of fact, when it comes to the brat, tat, I make your neck snap back.
You start off dancing.
Yeah, I was a dancer.
See that?
Yeah.
Him and my man Woody McClain, also Chris Brown's dancer.
Yeah, so was Puff. He was a dancer too. A lot of people that make music, we end up producing and make the music that we like to dance to.
That's true.
So that's how our niche becomes that part. So I was dancing and doing everything. I was hustling, man. I was doing anything I could to make it in the industry. So I start choreographing some stuff for him, start choreographing and dancing for a lot of people in Chicago. Helen Keller Wooten was a manager also. She managed and threw all type of concerts. So go back to, he introduced me to a guy named Mark McWilliams.
Okay.
Mark McWilliams ended up starting a group and after MGM broke up because Kells won Big Break, you know what I'm saying? And the group broke up and he went with Public Announcement. MGM was,
Oh yeah.
so Mark started a new group called Be Brazil. So he hit me up for the joint that at the time I didn't really want to put my singing skills out there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of choreographed, danced, and got more into my producing bag, which I was already in.
Okay.
So I started producing with them, X, Y, and Z. Long story short, the man, he got a deal with Death Row. So I had met Dog them before, but I got close to Dog them at Death Row. I was at the studio. Big C Style was walking through the hallway of Can-Am, the famous Can-Am
Oh
studio.
yeah. They shot all up.
Yeah, Big Style was walking through Can-Am. I got the drum machine. Big Style like, what you gonna do with that? You know what you doing? I said, man, I'm crucial. You know what I'm saying? Talking my shit. Next thing you know, Style like, come on in here. And we walked in there. Dog was in there. Dog like, play the beats. Played the beats, man. It was off since then.
So once Snoop heard what you was doing, he was in.
Yeah, he jumped in, and everybody else, they like, because you gotta stand back in them days, man. Death Row was, see, people always got these funny ass, crazy stories that's not true. Then there's the true side of what was really going on in Can-Am. And the reason why I got so much information from Can-Am is because I had nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time, when Dog did give me the apartment and all that, why would I go back there? I want to be in here working. So I stayed as long as I could most of the time because I really had nowhere to go. So me being basically homeless, like Snoop tells the story all the time, because for a second I moved with him. I'm there 4 morning, 5 in the morning, this happened. I'm sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm low man on totem pole. Yeah, I'm just, because you know, and that's another thing, I ain't trying to segue, but in this industry nowadays, everything come in a box.
Right.
We had to make our sound.
100%.
We had to make a kit.
Our drums, our snares, we had to sample everything.
You couldn't just walk in and turn the computer on and pull packs and stuff like that, pull sound. Sampling was hard.
Right.
You know, the 61, the 62, the SP1200, you maybe got 3 seconds sometimes, and when it got a little longer, you may had 5 seconds. You had to speed stuff up and then slow it.
Yeah,
it was real work, man. And that's why I said a lot of people get spoiled nowadays in it. So behind the music, you know what I'm saying? Man behind the music, going to the thing, tracking a song, you had to go on the 2-inch reel, 5 minutes for each instrument until we got the 8 outs, and then you go 8 instruments at a time,
I remember.
And then drop. So tracking a song,
Simpty.
bro. Yeah, come on. Simpty, man. Simpty was, a lot of people wouldn't even know that word. They're going to be confused when they watch the show. Like, what is Simpty?
Right.
Yeah, you know? Simpty and syncing music was a long thing. So I ended up being at the studio so much, man. And I basically saw everything.
I know you saw some crazy stories. We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Moving in with Snoop Dogg as a dude that was from Chicago, you and Dogg get cool, then you move in with Snoop. Mm-hmm. How was it like living with Snoop Dogg, man? Because what I would think was a lot of weed.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg.
It's weed to the third power. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I stopped smoking weed. Because I was smoking Chicago weed, and one of my first times getting down with Snoop, I went to the hospital.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I went to Reseda Hospital. This is fact. I smoked with him, and I'm thinking it's regular. You know, we got that Reggie Bush in Chicago. At the time, Chicago got 5 weed now, but at the time, I had never smoked the chronic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I hit the weed, and next thing you know, man, I go eat a sandwich in the kitchen. The sandwich tried to eat me. You know what I'm saying? So the sandwich come alive. So I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm tripping.
Right.
This sandwich just tried to eat me, bro. Like, I don't know what. I'm like, the weed can't make you hallucinate. It can't make you hallucinate. Next thing you know, Suge come out. He say, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, man, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right.
Try to shake it off.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it together because I don't want Suge like this nigga a drug head.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm feeling real pookie-ish because I don't know what's going on with my body. The sandwich just tried to, I can't tell them the sandwich just tried to eat me, Playboy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out. Next thing you know, man, I started sweating. Heart started beating fast.
Ooh-wee.
I go in there and tell Snoop them, they laughing, they dying, they going, they like, boy, what's up? And I said, I got to get out of here because my heart is not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm breathing.
You can feel
but
it.
my heart has stopped.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it. You
yeah,
high.
then jumped on, man. My limbs was numb. My fingers was numb. And that day, I came back. When I came from the hospital, I told Dog Nolan I would never smoke weed again.
And that was the last time.
That was the last time I smoked weed.
You know what, though? I think if I would have had an experience like that, smoking that weed, I probably would have stopped, too.
It, you know, for the sake of time, it got crazy at the hospital. They told me I was so high that if I wasn't that high, I probably would have died.
Damn.
But I was so wired that it was sending juice to me to keep me from my heart actually stopping. Like, I was so amped up that they said if I wasn't as high as I was, I probably would have had a heart attack.
Well, we definitely ain't trying to get you high, no time soon, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
When you guys would be at home, was y'all going over music stuff, or like what was that like?
See, I was one of the first people to start the home studio.
Okay.
Because before y'all came to the game and all that, everybody had to go to the lab.
Oh, for
to
sure.
the studio.
Yeah.
But I had realized early that, you know, every day was $2,500, $3,000.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? Every day. And I set up a small setup and we was working at the crib. A lot of hanging out and really a lot of cooking, man, and a lot of just conversation and just game, you know, steel sharpen steel.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of old school movies, The Mac, Sonny Carson, Miseducation, Sonny Carson, everything from the 70s. We would watch movies for hours and hours, then go back to work.
What was like some of did any songs come out that we would know from those sessions?
The LBC Crew whole album got scrapped, but it was at that time it was the whole LBC Crew album.
Okay.
Eastsiders came out of that. Trey D was of course in LBC Crew.
Right.
He came out of that. All those songs, Wasn't Your Fault, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss.
Wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
A lot of the later stuff that came from in there.
Okay, bet.
Beware My Crew started in there, but happened in Can-Am.
Like Somebody Somewhere, Best Beware My Crew?
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
That was a joint.
Yeah.
So you made that at the house and then y'all
I came with the
finished
concept at the house and did it at Can-Am.
Okay, bet. That was my joint.
But I spent a lot of time putting the ideas down at the house, and then come to
Finishing them
Can-Am
up.
come to Can-Am and land. Because I had a room, and this is a rumor that I got to. People got these fake stories about the whack room. Now, the whack room in Can-Am.
Yeah, what is the whack room?
I created it.
Okay, what
They
is
can
it?
lie all they want to. It was a storage closet that had old equipment in it. One day I came in, Daz was in the front, and Dre was in the front, Daz was in the back. I couldn't get in. We only got 2 rooms. So same setup I had at Snoop House. I brought the M1, the MPC 2, 3000 wasn't out yet, and some little speakers, Yamaha joints, and moved the equipment to the side,
Right.
and set up a place where I can make beats, drop them on the DAT. That's what. I sound like a dinosaur.
Nah.
The DAT joint.
Dat tape.
So we plugged it, everything into the DAT, little mixer, everything, and that was the setup. I ain't talking about once I elevated out the whack room, they end up putting stuff on the wall and turned it into a
little room, right?
And it stayed the whack room still because you had to make a beat good enough to get advanced.
To get out of that room.
Because Hail Mary came out the whack room.
Now, Hail Mary, nigga, come with me.
Oh, shit.
Tyrone ended up going to the whack room because I taught Tyrone how to produce.
Okay.
He did Hail Mary and me and my girlfriend.
All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
All that came out the whack room.
No shit.
Because Pac would come in the whack room because Pac could take beats from anybody.
Right.
Pac go in the whack room like, what you got? And they play something, he like it, boom, come out the whack room and elevate.
All right, so LT, you got that room. Now the room got hits coming out of it. Your hits, you got other people coming in making hits.
My joint.
All right. You guys are making great records out of there. Now I gotta put my glasses on for this next question because it's a serious one. I need you to do me a favor. How was it working with Suge, bruh? Like that Suge.
See, he just texted me, sent me the text the other day. that should, I could say like this, man. Everybody has a different story. They got a new thing going around saying two things can be true at the same time, unless it's a lie.
Okay.
Unless it's a lie.
So do you feel like a lot of the things that were said about that man wasn't true?
No, here's the thing. Everybody has their own relationship. You can't expect people's relationships to be the same with everybody. Like, there's no way I can ask you to feel a way about the guy that I just talked about that I feel.
Right.
It's two different relationships.
Right.
And yours should stay solid, remain solid, because they kept it all the way 100 with you. It's all love. Beautiful. But sometimes people expect you to feel the same way they do about somebody because they feel that way. And that's just not fair.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? The way Snoop felt about Biggie at the time when Pac got mad at him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't expect Snoop to feel the same exact way. Now, he'll share some sentiment because you my guy.
Right.
But it's like to go all the way like that. So with Suge, man, I had a different relationship than a lot of people had with Dude. Me and Dude was always cool.
Okay.
Until we wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And when we wasn't, we met at a place on humanality of this is who I am, this is how I rock.
Right.
You gonna stand there in yours, I'm gonna stand there in mine. So it was a mutual respect at that point.
Right.
But let's be clear. All these people that's talking crazy that he ain't here and ain't around, nonsense. Wasn't gonna happen.
When he was here.
You was not going against Dude like that at all. When I'm talking about we walked into places and people had the fear of God, it was the fear of God. Like I'm talking about stuttering. Like you see when he went on the 106 and Park that time and AJ and Free was interviewing him, he choked up when he asked you the question because that's the type of fear that this man instilled. He demanded that. And it's like, well, Suge wasn't this and that. He had a squad, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Jake, Heron, Buntry, and what he was pushing. When you got the bag, you can get head busters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If your war chest is deep enough, you can go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And his war chest was deep enough, and he was willing to spin on the situation. You know what I'm saying? So anytime somebody willing to put a bag on you or man, listen.
Anything can happen.
Listen, at any time. Man, everybody with the thing, Pac wasn't a gangster. Pac was a crazy dude, man. If you hung with Pac, anybody that really hung with him knew that he would snap off at any given second on anything. So imagine a person like that getting the army behind him.
Yeah.
Amplified.
Yeah.
Took him to a whole nother level. Pac would trip because he know after he throw the first punch, he always want to bomb first.
Right.
He'll bomb on somebody, and he know that behind him,
there's a war coming.
everybody bombing too.
Yep.
So like he loved that. It was like that's why him and Suge was so tight. It was like cables on his back. You know what I'm saying? Because Pac would turn up over that scenario. So for me, the clearance of anybody could talk crazy while Suge gone. You know what I'm saying? But at that time,
Nobody.
Death Row was a moving force that you couldn't beat the team. Nobody had money like that. Suge had the real money. You know how the record business go. Everybody be acting like they got money. Don't have money for real.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the artists was broke.
And it's worse now because it's streaming. So it's way worse now.
And Suge was really having paper. Whatever he got, it wasn't his money. If somebody give you $1 million and it wasn't theirs, you got the $1 million, you got access to it, you can spend it. It's your money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it gets so crazy. Me and Suge, man, we was always cool, man. And like I said, I still rock with him to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't condone everything he did on some of the stuff he did, but like I said, those people that happened to them, that happened to them, man. You know what I'm saying? For me, we was rocking. All
right, so check it. You was around for the East Coast, West Coast, all the crazy shit.
I was there in 1995.
Damn.
1995 Source Awards.
All on the record, dancing, coming Death Row.
At the time, I didn't know what the Source Awards was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no big deal to me. I'm a producer. I'm behind the music.
Right. I'm back there making what I do.
Yeah. My at the time, there was no Timbaland and Swiss Beats and Pharrell. You know, once that happened, you know, people's names start coming up on the tracks.
Right.
And for me, let me speak on that behind the music. So for me, I was like, I saw that wave coming in 94, 95. I told them, say my name on the track.
Right.
I'm dealing with hardcore gangster rap at the time where it ain't really as real as it was then. It's real. It was real then. So I'm telling these gangsters, say my name on the track.
They wouldn't say that.
Why would I say your name on the song? You know what I'm saying? You ain't going that Hollywood.
The beat.
Yeah, going through with that Hollywood shit. You Hollywood. I'm like, man, if you say my name on the beginning of the song, I would have gotten more work.
Hell yeah.
From outside, because I know once you start tagging records, people gonna know who you is.
I literally was just having this conversation with somebody saying, I'm a producer, so people don't even know who I am. Like, you don't see me, you don't nothing. But if you're a rapper, you're out in front.
You're out front,
and they said to me, producers have changed.
Yeah, nowadays.
Producers want to be rappers now.
Yeah,
like, even if they're not rapping, they want that popularity, they want that fame. And I think that's weird, because I always like being a DJ and a producer, even though I got a podcast now. I've always, I like living in that space. And now I think it's really different.
Yeah, but see, I used to like living behind the scene too, because it makes the money. Like, if you behind the scene, you don't get a chance to get played out.
Yep.
But they the industry almost made it impossible to stay behind the scene. That's why people are on Instagram and all that stuff trying to stay relevant. And now they making anybody relevant with popularity. They throwing talent out the window.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
fact.
If you got the right amount of followers, they're just gonna go with you. It's like the fact that the people and the powers that be find TikTok songs and don't explore what the artist really is. Like, everybody that do a TikTok song should not be signed or picked up as an artist, because they may not have that part. We need more real artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a TikTok artist could give you one. Like, that shouldn't be the basis, more what I'm saying.
Right.
It shouldn't be the basis of what makes somebody hot or not. Because there's people right now who have 0 followers that are incredibly and extremely talented, but just hasn't mastered Instagram and social media.
Yeah.
But those are the things that we need to. Like, okay, there's a space for the TikTok artists too, but don't stop looking and don't stop developing.
For just the real talent.
Yeah, we can't stop developing.
I think that's one of the reasons the music industry is in such a I don't want to say a bad place, but
we're in a bad place.
Yeah, I mean, really,
we're in a bad place.
You know what I'm saying? Because A&Rs are gone. I've had Chris Anacute on, and he came on and talked about, when he signed Katy Perry, and I had Sean Barron come on, of course, Jennifer Drake's come on, and Durrell, and we've had Brandra, we've had a lot of A&Rs come on, man, and pretty much, and Tina Davis, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's kind of said the same thing. Like, they're constricted by Instagram followers and things like that, and they're sometimes they're not given the freedom to just use our ears like we always did in the past and see who was actually that talent. And it's hard to break artists, so a lot of times the labels want you to have all this motion before they'll even sign you. So it's just a different, I remember walking into meetings with Jhené Aiko's music when she was a baby, and trying to get her a deal. Right now, that kind of situation wouldn't even happen no more, because if she didn't have a ton of Instagram followers or a TikTok song that was fire, it would have been impossible to get her a deal. So shout out to Jhené for riding with me and for doing all that.
I love analogies. Let me give you this. This music business is the only business that doesn't have the restrictions that every other business has to keep it safe and keep it valuable. Okay? The NBA, if I, as the size that I am, I'm down some. So at 180 pounds, if I was to walk on a basketball court and just play for the NBA, nobody would be getting $500 million.
Right.
It would be no worth if I can just walk onto the court, start playing, and people like me accept it.
Right.
My skill level, so they have the draft.
Right.
They have this step and that step in order to get into, and they keep the valuability of the league. To get a job at certain corporations, you got to go through the steps.
Right.
They vet everybody. They vet everybody that's coming through to uphold their standard.
Right.
Nobody can just walk into damn near any business In order to get certain jobs, you have to have a certain degree.
Right.
In order to work here, you have to have this. In order to become a pilot, you have to have this. And this music industry is one of the only businesses that people wake up, get out the bathtub, and say, "I'm gonna do this," and we just let them in.
So there's no gatekeepers anymore. But here's the thing, though.
But
LT.
see. Here's the thing. I'd never really call them gatekeepers because there's certain stuff. Like I saw when the music was going a certain way.
Okay.
That, and not saying that everybody had to go through what we went through. We went through hard knocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
You had to be good first.
yeah. It's like once bad becomes the norm, then what's to match it to? Well, you got people saying we don't need all those harmonies. What?
Right.
You got people saying nobody wants to hear runs and singing no more. Get out of here with that. What?
Right.
What's singing without somebody
Sing.
showing their dynamics?
Well, I feel like that about rappers, though, LT. Like if you don't have bars, you just rhyming words. Like I don't feel like that's a true MC.
They allowed it in.
Right. It's all over now.
They allowed it in, and once you're able to say, well, I got this song. It's like such and such is trash, but the trash went to the top of the charts and was making money. So it's almost impossible to say don't do the trash because it's not gonna make no money. It's not gonna be successful.
Right.
It's not gonna be because trash. If the trash is winning, all I got to do is match the trash.
All right. But here's the only thing I say though, and I agree. You know, we don't have a structure before you can get your songs out there, and like anybody can put out a song anytime. But there are some independent artists that are really dope.
But they're not able to survive because
Russ
they're not,
did it.
Falling in love now, losing control now.
Like think about Russ. Russ stayed independent and sold millions and millions of records, and he's amazingly talented. And there was a time where he wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, I'm not dissing independency.
Right.
You can be independent nowadays because you have anomalies and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody has the marketing. We live in a why do I give a fuck factor world. Because you can have the best song in the world, but if nobody gives a fuck, who gonna see it? And the reason why a lot of things that are successful right now has to do with somebody spending marketing dollars. The reason why TV, film, podcasts, different things, one thing you're going to always have is marketing dollars.
Right.
Most independent artists don't have the marketing budget that they need to compete with some of the people that they need to compete with in order to be that breakthrough scenario. Like Chris Brown couldn't just be Chris Brown. Tina Davis them did their thing back in the day.
Yeah, he's special though.
He's definitely special.
I think we'd have found Chris.
If he ain't, let me know. Let me see if you can run it.
I do. I might be wrong.
See, you gotta understand. I come from a world where there was no social media.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So he was beginning. He was in that world.
I remember
where records, where airplay, in order to break a record, you was spending $300,000, $350,000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
you
true.
couldn't like them records that we heard of Chris. They were great records, and Chris is a phenomenal, one of the best artists I've ever seen in my life, and I'm glad that he exists. But I'm saying Chris Brown in his day when he first came out, they wouldn't. You don't know if they could have brought. I'm saying you don't know because they shouldn't have even attempted to try to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They went on ahead and spent the money that they spent on Chris. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so now let's go back to Death Row. So now you are working with Snoop and Dre and all the guys, and now Tupac gets out of jail and he becomes part of the mix.
Yeah.
You go in and start working with Pac immediately, or how'd that whole relationship build?
I was still living with Snoop. One morning I get up and somebody cooking breakfast. I'm like, damn, somebody killing it in the kitchen.
Right.
That usually don't happen too much unless Snoop had the chef over there or something. And I walk into the kitchen, Pac in there, shirt off, cooking up biscuits and breakfast and all that. So I'm like, whoa, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
On?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm like, what's up, Pac? You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, what's going on, man? Y'all.
All right, so y'all get in the studio. Do you immediately think to yourself, this dude is special?
I'm gonna tell you the whole Pac story then. Do I immediately think he's special? I thought he was special in his everything he did. Yes.
Damn.
1,000%. I thought he was special before I even met him though. You know what I'm saying? I had already rocked with Pac in his revolutionary, his mixing the message, then go back to the wild and out, you know what I'm saying? And I explained that in the movie too, of what he said. You know what I mean? He said that his thing was, in order to feed the people, you know what I'm saying, or in order to talk to the people, to reach them, you got to get on their level, and you got to give them something to eat first. Like and he referenced it when we had the conversation. He referenced it to when Jesus fed the people before he talked to them. And it made so much sense, because if you sitting there starving, you're not gonna be able to pay attention to the message.
Right.
So you gotta get amongst them, feed them, then drop the jewels on them.
Gotcha.
Because even in this podcast, I think it's a great joint behind the music. But if you don't give them some interesting stories,
of course,
you know, people not gonna tune in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was that theory he had. He worked crazily, and the way he came in, like we would work, and we were getting songs done, but he was doing 5, 6, 7 songs a day. Like,
damn,
boom, boom, boom. I'm like, you know, it was hard for us to keep up, because that's what the video where he said, you know, y'all could do that when I leave.
Right.
I did my whole house like 3 songs a day, because I was just laying it, rocking it, then getting off. You can mix it later.
Put this up and this and that. But he didn't understand at that particular time, we had to go and track it. Like, there was no way to do vocals on top of what we have in the MP and all that. So he never wanted to be a part of the tracking process. He was too...
Like, let's go.
He got to go. He wanted to go and drop his vocals. When you told him, give me an hour and a half to lay all these parts down,
yeah.
No way for him. That's where, this is some music history, that's where the 2-track came from. So what we would do, once we invented the 2-track, put it on the DAT, and if Pac liked that, lay the 2-track down,
So
one
he can
pass.
get on and on, yeah.
So right there, no mixing, blending, nothing. We would do the beats and lay every beat before we leave or before the night is over to that. So when you finish a beat, lay it to that, so it's there. So when Pac or Snoop and somebody came in, you play the DAT beats now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if they like that, because it's already tracked on the 2-inch at times, but when it's not, before I put it on 2-inch, I just go straight to that.
Yep.
So if it's faster, boom, drop the DAT on, and I'll track it later.
All right, let me explain that to the people real quick. So basically, whenever we make a song, we have to put the kick, the snare, everything on its own track. And that would take like an hour and a half or so for us to put that down. Tupac didn't want to wait for that. So what they would do is they would just take the 2 master tracks. So when I push play, the master would record the whole thing, and that's what he would rap over. And that's the 2 tracks. So now you guys know what a 2-track is, and you guys understand what that is. All right, let's go.
And the 2-track became famous because people stopped tracking and just put the 2-track down
and let the rappers just rap over that
and mix off of that. Yeah,
damn,
that's where the 2-track came. It became infamous, and I was one of the first people to do the 2-track.
Okay, so now you're working with Pac, you're working with Snoop. At some point, man, you got to be thinking to yourself, "Is this shit real? Like, my life is crazy right now. Like, you are now a kid from Chicago who was dancing, and you're working with 2 of the biggest rappers in the industry at that time. You were background dancer for Brat, which is cool, and I know that's your people." But like, now you producing songs with the biggest artists.
Yeah, Brat
in the
wasn't
game.
even Brat then. When we did our thing, she became Brat.
Right.
Which, of course, you know, I'm still working with her to this day, one of my best friends.
But what did that feel like, working with those guys?
I felt just humbled and appreciative. And, you know, I'm a very spiritual guy. I thank God for giving me that favor, because that one door closed. I thought my life was over when the people kicked me out the house. I really didn't know what it was going to be.
Right.
God's favor, and when he said God's gifts will make room for you, I just took all that in and was just like, you know, this Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I
completely.
felt, yeah, but when I found out, like, a lot of our situation, we didn't have no money, though. Our money was very scarce. You know what I'm
Even
saying?
Snoop?
At the time, he had money, but not enough to give all of us.
To take care of the crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like that. Like, later in our relationship, he got big bags like that. When you with him, yeah, you gonna eat every day, you know, everything cool. But when you not with him, it wasn't enough. And like I said, I don't even think we had, me personally, I didn't even have enough to ask him for money yet. Like, I had to put the work in, put some numbers on the board, some accepted songs, some placements, get some placements. Like with no placements, you can't just go ask somebody for some money.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna do anything for free anyway until I earned my name because I end up, I went and got that bag.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I'm
course,
saying?
of course.
Just from being associated, I was one of the first people to really go get it from Death Row. Like Corrupt, everybody know Corrupt was there when I first got a big check of mine. A lot of people were stuck in contracts. You know what I'm saying? And different things. Snoop did me a good favor. The day I was going to sign the actual Death Row agreement, he said, no, you signed in the Doggy Style. And I signed to Snoop and Doggy Style. Dave Kenner and Suge had my contract to sign the Death Row. Snoop was like, it's going to be through Death Row, but it's going to be Doggy Style. So he put a barrier between me and the actual Death Row contract.
Okay.
So the reason why Suge them said they had paperwork on me is because it's third party through Snoop's company was signed to Death Row.
Okay. And that was more beneficial for you.
Yeah, because Snoop was going to take Doggy Style and go get this big deal with Russell Simmons. But this story ain't never been told. I ain't never told nobody.
I got to hear it then. Come on.
Snoop, I don't think Snoop said it too much. He may have said it before. Snoop was going and get the big money from Russell.
So he was going to leave Death Row.
He was going to be on Death Row.
Okay.
But Doggy Style Records, LBC Crew, everything he had, he's going to Russell. Whatever deal that Russell was giving him was going to fund. Remember everybody, like got a big old deal from the people. How Puff did when he left Andre.
And went to
So Doggy Style was going to be the new West Coast label. And Russell was going to give Snoop a crazy bag. I don't know if it was through Def Jam, whatever it is. He was going to go get that big money. Well, Suge found out that Snoop was going to take this Doggy Style somewhere else.
All right, what happened?
Which included me and everything. And at this time, stuff was going on at Death Row where Suge was like, he wanted to scoop up the producers.
Everybody, right.
Yeah, but he wanted the producers more because he can turn us into, like he saw my work ethic, he saw the workhorses, and that the artists, you can keep bringing them in as long as you got a producer that's
right,
the
that's
producer.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So he saw the system and how the factory works. So Snoop was going to take everybody and go with that big deal. Suge found out about it, and let's just say it was no more after a day of Suge finding out about it. Whatever his conversation, I let Russell tell you whatever that conversation was. Whatever that conversation was, it got computed.
Okay, well, shit. I can imagine how that conversation went.
Yeah, everybody put it to your imagination. You know what I'm saying? It was. I heard it was a crazy conversation. So let's go back a little bit to how we actually started working together. So Pac comes in, he jumps on Boom 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 Out the Moon. It's on the Gridlock soundtrack.
My history living G-like. Enemies that want to see me what it be like.
He does some other songs that I produced, some other diss records. The one that everybody keep talking about was Snoop diss. Yeah, Snoop was on that record too, but Snoop then stopped doing diss records because he didn't want to continue the beef.
Right.
He wanted the beef to stop. But yes, there are existing records where Snoop is dissing Biggie and Puff because it's a family. We did what we did at the time. Snoop had squashed this beef in between that shorter than where Pac to the day before was down there on it, but he was off it too though. He was gonna fix everything.
Wait. You said Pac he wanted to fix everything?
Yeah.
Like between him and Big?
Not per se Big. I can't speak on the Big thing. I heard that he was gonna do that with Big. I can only say what he told me.
And what?
I did a song with him that's out right now. It's called Watch Your Mouth. I mean, you can go listen to it now. Nas is on there. He dissing Nas. He was gonna come in and change that before he went to Vegas.
So he was trying to stop the East Coast, West Coast beef more than he was like his specific thing with
Tupac?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't speak on the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. I can only speak on one individual.
Nah.
Cause that's the name he said. Cause there's other people he dissed on this record. When people listen to it, they're gonna be able to hear everything. You can play it if you want to.
I'm about to play it.
Yeah,
I'm about to play it.
It's called Watch Your Mouth. He dissed a whole lot of people. But he said, I want to make some changes on that song. I want to take that Nas part off.
Okay.
He specifically said that.
All right, so let's play that record right quick.
Everybody else be making up stuff. I'm only talking about what he said.
All right, bet. Well, we're about to play it for y'all right now. Let's check it out.
Look, I heard Nas got beef because I'm dissing his clip. cool. Come bring your ass, nigga.
Well, shit, I wish he could have fixed it, man.
Yeah.
So now he goes to Vegas.
I wanted to fix it too because I wanted to, but the man passed away. I can't put words in his mouth or take out his mouth because he said some things about, and that's why I still to this day don't know if Dre think I had something to do with him. He said Dre name in it.
Yeah.
And said, stuff about Dre that I didn't agree with, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do in the session with Pac, tell him to calm down. He was going crazy that day.
Right. Happens, man. Now Pac comes out here to Vegas with Suge. Unfortunately, what happens. And years go by, and all of a sudden, I'm hearing about this movie deal that you had with Morgan Creek to do Tupac's movie. How did that even come up?
Mr. Tupac Shakur.
My break, like I've always wanted to produce films.
Okay.
So my break into film, I was going to put enough water under the bridge to get my own company, right? So I wanted to do it a long time ago, but I didn't have the juice. You're talking to people who told me that there wasn't an audience for Straight Outta Compton. That's sitting.
Classic.
Me and Tamika sitting there, script, everything ready to go. No. Whoa. Marvin Gaye sitting there, ready to go. No.
Damn.
Tupac, no. No at first. Me doing a few more things, putting it, finally, I get the yes on Tupac. How much is it going to cost? Bare minimum, $40 million.
Damn.
$30 million in P&A.
Damn.
Okay? And people don't understand how hard it was to make that movie. It took me 10 years because the estate was not Miss Shakur. That's what people don't understand. All these lawsuits you see with the estate now, everybody like, oh, LT, because it wasn't me. I would never argue with Miss Shakur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I told her, what do you want? That? Done. I didn't.
Right.
You can see it on the paper. I didn't negotiate nothing.
Right.
You can have whatever you want. And she got rights over everything, proof over this. Everything has to be approved by you. Everything you get seen. You know what I'm saying? It was some other people trying to do something dirty. That's where the first stipulation came from. You know what I'm saying? Like I came before Notorious,
And
Straight Outta Compton. I came before that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't until the release of Straight Outta Compton that my business partner was like, do we still have that? I said, no. You guys said no.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I told Miss Tamika, y'all go ahead over here. You know what I'm saying? Because they not going to do this. We blew the doors down. You know what I'm saying? Having the opening weekend that we had. And if like I said, we did, regardless of the hate that people tried to give me over the joint, I could have brought Tupac back himself. People would still had something to say.
Right.
But as business, it did well.
Right.
Killed it. Most of the people that really know the story, like even Puff had to say, this is a great joint.
Right.
Snoop, great joint. Everybody that was there knew that it's real. And from the culture, I had other directors did Benny Boom.
Yeah.
Benny Boom painted the picture and the colors of hip hop.
Right.
So
and he's a legendary music video producer.
Legendary. So why wouldn't I give him the opportunity on this feature film where, he did a great job. I had people from every segment. I had people that were in the room.
For as soon as we hate them, we become just like them.
You've done all these things, television, music. I call you up, we're on the phone. I'm like, yo, I'm about to start the Shy. Shout out to Lena Waithe. You a Chicago boy. I'm expecting you to send me some rap shit. You sent me a bunch of house music.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your affinity for house music and where that came from.
I absolutely love house music. I'm a house head. For me, being a movie producer, film producer, I was like, you know what? Because, I did music, Baldwin Hills, all the TV shows and stuff. So I understood your job.
Right.
So I'm from Chicago. I'm a house head. I got my start in house music and dancing. I said, I'm going to try tank with these. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, nah, this shit went in there great.
It ended up being one of them ones.
Yeah, man, for sure. I know you're going to be a little biased, but maybe not, though. Maybe not. Give me your top 5 rappers, LT, all time.
That's such an unfair question when people even answer it. Not in order. I'm going to go Dogg, Snoop Dogg first.
Got to, okay.
I'm going to go Tupac.
Okay.
Biggie.
Got to.
Man, of course, Hove. I need 2 more, though. Can I get an honorable mention?
We got an honorable mention for sure.
Brat
Okay.
and Shauna from Chicago.
All right, so on the Man Behind the Music, what we try and do is offer opportunities. You've made so many, not only hit records and all those things, but you've actually produced a movie, had songs on shows. So we have independent artists send us music. So I want to get your take on some of their songs, and I'm going to speak on it from a placement as a music supervisor, and you speak on it for where you feel like it could be on. DJ DT?
Yo, what up? What up?
Play us some of the joints that have been sent in to us. Let's see what that sounds like.
All right, this first one's by Big Q XXL, and it's called It's Only Right.
Yeah. Y'all niggas don't understand. I've been doing this shit for a minute.
For a long minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave my life to this shit. It's only right I make it.
I ain't just come off the stoop. I've been doing this shit, man.
I gave my life to this shit. It's only right I make it. Yeah. This is not for them dime pushers. This is heavyweight bars. Not for the state, you gotta be facing a federal charge. Charge them 20 for the soft, 15 for the hard. My plug Mexican, he looked like he Chico the barge. It's like a car show when I backed them V's out the garage. A while ago was in the yard, stuffing weed and cigars. My nigga told me he fucked up, gave him a sleeve on the arm. That's what you do when your man's down. Get right, put your man's down. The rich never stand around. There's some jewels that I'm handing down.
All right, what you think, L?
That's dope. I thought it was meth at first.
Really?
Yeah, it sounded like Method Man.
No, I definitely thought Whole Boy snapped, and I also heard him. There was a Tupac sample. He said, "Hey Q," from Juice in there, so that got to come out. That was definitely hot, man. Light this room up, man.
Yeah,
that shit was fire to me.
That go hard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that bait.
And that definitely sounds like something I could put in like a Kanan type record, because it was like it had a boom bap feel to it. Yeah. I was fucking with that. What else you got over there, DT?
All right, this next one is 12 Milli, and it's called None Less Than a 20.
All right, let me hear that.
Let a nigga move funny. My little birdie gon' wax some. I just send him the money. Please don't think cause it's plain Jane. It cost less than a 20. She know that a nigga can fuck with a nigga, let's keep it 100. I ain't even got move, I can straight get on whack like that nigga 100. Double park in the Maybach outside of the truck, so don't leave that bitch running. Tryna double it up, ever since I was young, I knew I would get money. I was 18 with a double in my mama house, little nigga on big shit. Older niggas, they be mad as a bitch, cause they know that a young nigga been lit. We turn the condos to a trap house, niggas said we don't kid shit. Sat in that bitch till I touched me 100.
All right, I mess with that. Different feel. LT, what you think?
It go with is Force coming back?
Well, Force is now being spun off into another show. I can't get into the name of it yet, but it's coming.
Because that kid that's on there with the dreads, or anything that Jake doing in the shot, that sound like it go with that too.
All right.
It go hard.
So, but what do you think about the artist and the song?
It's dope. I rock with it.
Okay. So for me, I thought
it's got a vibe.
I liked it. My only thing is it sounds like a lot of stuff I hear. You know what I mean? So I'm always looking for something a little bit different, somebody with a little originality. Not that it's a bad record. I definitely think the song is dope. You know what I mean? So we're going to put people dancing around. Yeah. Because I definitely think it's a dope record.
And that's the thing with music today. Mostly stuff, a lot of stuff sound like the same record.
Right.
A long record. But
all right, before we wrap up, man, I got a question, man. When you was on Death Row and you were working at Death Row, and you had, like, you was making beats, and Pac was coming in, Snoop was coming in, all these artists was coming in. How much pressure was it on you to make dope records with all these wolves right on you?
It was absolutely insane because I was the first, probably the only person that worked at Death Row and Ruthless.
Okay.
Because I went over to Ruthless, me and Tamika Wright. I was there for some time, and I saw the comparison. So, going over to Ruthless at the time, it was beautiful.
Okay.
It smelled good in the inside. No weed smoke. My furniture was incredible. You know what I'm saying? She hooked it up. You know what I'm saying? So being at Death Row, man, and people don't understand how hard it is to make beats with 50 killers over your shoulder.
Right.
Saying, hey, man, that's too soft, man. Make it sound like boom, ka, ka, boom, ka, ka, boom. It's like, that's not even a rhythm, Playboy. Right. If you don't back up, I'll get off my shoulder, man. I'm trying to work, man. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, you got this guy coming in, and the SSL councils.
Oh, yeah.
You got people putting Hennessy on the SSL.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like $500,000 mixing board.
It's like, man, if you don't get that motherfucking Hennessy off of the board, watch out, hold on. And then, what made Death Row such a powder keg?
Yeah.
While you trying to work on beats, man. First of all, when we listen and trying to catch a vibe and focusing, you're a producer.
Yeah.
If something go off or this, it throws your thought pattern on the high line you was just finna drop.
Right.
Or the vibe you're getting to put these cadences in these rhythms. We didn't have the technology that they have now. You know what I'm saying? We were programming with MIDI coming out the back, and we doing things that not giving us a chance to move scales and move this and click and drag this, No, we really creating. It's so hard to do that with the dynamics of you got Crips and Bloods
in the studio. So, you don't know who the Cuz, who the Blood. Because Chicago, we just say Blood in general. It ain't no gang banging too. We just like Blood or Cuz. We call people cousins all the time. We cuz. What's up, cuz? Da-da-da. And I remember one time, this is a famous jewel right here. One time, me and Suge playing ping pong. Because I'm raw at ping pong. People know that. Okay. So I'm tearing him up. I'm like, no, cuz, you can't see me, cuz. I'm talking to Suge. Right.
I ain't knowing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the difference between. I'm killing him in ping pong. First of all, I'm winning. Right. So he already mad about that. Right. I'm like, you can't see me, cuz. And he slammed the paddle. Stop cuzzing me. And so I'm like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Chicago. I'm fresh from Chicago. Right. I don't know the rules about cousin and blood. Right. But I guess I was cousin him to death.
Too much.
Yeah, way too much for his gangbang taste. You know what I'm saying? And he slammed the paddle. That's the first time. I say that's the only time he got mad at me like that. He slammed that paddle and was like, stop cussing me. And so everybody like, yeah, blood. I was like, oh.
You were still learning.
Yeah. I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But imagine that incident happening and then having to go back and work.
Corrupt got on the air and was talking about Suge made some people drink piss.
Yeah, I don't know which particular one he talking about, but yeah, that's I've never seen that, but I've heard that story from the person that it happened to. Uh-huh. And that was in the middle of the East Coast West Coast war. That was due to something. The one he talking about, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Because, and like I said, everybody got so many different stories from Death Row. Only thing I want to say to everybody with the Death Row story, just tell the truth. Don't put your own character and put this other caveat on it. Just tell how it's interesting the way it's a ton of stories. Like we'll be here too long if I was to say everything that happened in my stint there, because I was there when we went from Solar Studios to Can-Am. Man, you remember how you want to remember it. I'm just going to tell the truth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the truth has no in-betweens, man.
Well, we definitely going to have you back on the Man Behind the Music because I got to get my guy Denon and my guy Rockwater. But I wanted to get a one-on-one with you anyway. And plus, we've been friends for a long time.
Come on, man. You my guy.
Well, I appreciate you spending the day with me, man. Yo, that's going to wrap up the Man Behind the Music this episode. But I promise we're going to have LT back on with my other two guys, Denon and Rockwater, and we're going to get way more of these Death Row stories, y'all.
Way more stories. A lot went on in this industry.
That's right. The Man Behind the Music, y'all. Big Tank. Peace. Right. We out.
This the man behind the music, they wondering what he's doing. Which beat machine is he using? Which artist is he improving? Trust it isn't fair, must we get the share? Drums is in the air, percussions with the snare. Keep showing his levels, grinding never settles. More than just the lyrics, it's more than the instrumental. Some will never know, work will let it show. Tune in next week and we back with the episode.